Hello, my friends, and welcome back. Thank you very much for being with me again today. I think we all know that the North Atlantic Treaty Organization, NATO, was formed in 1949. It had 12 initial members, and it was formed to keep the peace in Europe, protected from whomever would not want peace. All right, so they did that in 1949 for defensive reasons, keep peace in case they're attacked by the Soviets and whomever, and there were 12 initial countries. It's very interesting because this is a fact, and we have the president or the chief of NATO, Stoltenberg. He visits South Korea, and while he is in South Korea, he talks to South Korea in a certain way that really he has no authority to even open his beak over there. But hey, let's see what this guy is stating here in South Korea. So this article comes from Reuters, and it's from today, the 30th of January 2023. NATO chief urges South Korea to step up military support for Ukraine. What are you talking about, Weasel Boy? I said January 29th. I'm sorry. Look at this guy. What are you talking about? What do you mean step? You tell South Korea, which is not a NATO country, NATO was formed for Europe, to step up military support for Ukraine. What in the hell are you talking about? But hey, maybe I'm wrong. So it's okay. I checked. Boom. NATO countries list 2023, map, members, names, full forms, gender, height, dick size, and all that. So we got here NATO countries. At present, NATO has 30 members. In 1949, there were 12 founding members of NATO. Checklist of NATO countries, list, maps, blah, 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 blah. Okay, let's see, man. Maybe we find South Korea here. NATO countries. All right. Let's go back. Let's go here. Okay, the founders, member countries, capitals. We don't care about the capital. Member countries, founding members of NATO, 1949, right? We have Belgium, Canada, Denmark, France, Ireland, Italy, Luxembourg, the Netherlands, Norway, Portugal, United Kingdom, United States. Now we have other member countries. Later, some other countries joined the NATO alliance, right? The NATO enlargement states that any other European state in position to further the objectives of the treaty and to contribute to the security of the North Atlantic area is eligible to join. North Atlantic area, not Pacific area, okay? I think it's very important, the little detail. Now, Greece, 1952. Turkey, 1952. I thought that Turkey joined at the very beginning, was a member. That's how these guys are claiming that they were the member founders of the treaty. But seems like not 52, and this is April 49. Well, I don't know. We'll find out later. So Turkey, Germany. These guys already updated Turkey's name. Spain, Czechia, Hungary, Poland, Bulgaria, Estonia, Latvia, Lithuania, Romania, Slovakia, Slovenia, Albania, Croatia, Montenegro, North Macedonia, and where is Japan? Oh no. Where is South Korea? Oh no. Where is Australia? Oh no. Where is New Zealand? Oh no. Well, they're coming, but they gotta change the name then. Can't be North Atlantic Treaty. It should be Global Treaty Organization, or I don't know. They will probably call it Perfect Treaty Organization or something like that. Something narcissistic enough to fit their ego. All right. So NATO chief urges South Korea to step up military support for Ukraine. What if they say screw you? Go back to where you came from. Yeah, from your moms. Nah, no, they're not gonna say that. So, NATO Secretary General Jens Stoltenberg urged, not even asked, not even, I don't know, hinted or gave a clue or a sign or, I don't know, something. No, like a wink, not even a, I don't know, under the table, a foot sign. Nah. Urge, right there. South Korea on Monday, today, to increase military support to Ukraine, citing other countries that have changed their policy of not providing weapons to countries in conflict following Russia's invasion. Why didn't you cite countries that did not change anything, that did not provide anything. How about that? Oh, it's not your interest. Got it. Got it. Stoltenberg was speaking in Seoul, the first stop on a trip that will also include Japan and is aimed at strengthening ties with Western allies in Asia in the face of the war in Ukraine, and rising competition with China. They don't call China enemy yet, but it's coming. And the longer Russia stands up and is not bent over and penetrated from behind, it's still, China is going to be safe once, if Russia gets raped at will by these guys, then you're going to find out, China, that you're going to be next in line. Speaking at the Che Institute for Advanced Studies in Seoul, he thanked South Korea for its non-lethal aid to Ukraine, but urged it to do more, adding there is an urgent need for ammunition, end quote. Well, why don't you use your freaking $840 billion from United States defense budget? How about that? They should have all the ammunition in the world. I thought the Russians were running out of their ammunition. No. Liar, liar, pants on acid. And I'm quoting, I urge the Republic of Korea to continue and to step up on the specific issue of military support, he said. Pfft, get out of here. And I'm quoting, at the end of the day, it's a decision for you to make. Yeah, but you come here and you put pressure. Get out. But I say that several NATO allies who have had as a policy to never export weapons to countries in a conflict have changed their policy now, under the pressure and threats and all that, he said, citing Germany, Sweden, and Norway. And they are happy about it. They sleep very well. How did they change their mind, Stoltenberg? Because they realized they did something wrong? Nah, Stoltenberg, you know. We know some, some know. And I'm quoting again this weasel. If we don't want autocracy and tyranny to win, and then Ukrainians need weapons, and that's the reality. Well, maybe that's not the reality. Maybe some people see the world differently, or just they're tards and they didn't reach the truth yet. They didn't have the, Buddha, state of Buddha, of enlightenment, and no, or Satori. No, they didn't reach that point yet. They're still, walking in the shadows, dropping on each hole in the street or in the whatever fields. A former Norwegian prime minister, Stoltenberg. South Korea has signed major. I urge you to watch the conversation between meeting between Stoltenberg and former president of the United States of America, Donald Trump, when Trump came to NATO, and he talked to this weasel. The weasel was like, Trump mopped the floor with that weasel. Why? Because he's on U.S. payroll. He's the chief of NATO. He is, as long as the Americans say so. If America wants, Tom Jones to be in charge of the NATO, Tom Jones will be. I guarantee you that. South Korea has signed major deals providing hundreds of tanks, aircraft, and other weapons to NATO member Poland since Russia, blah, blah, blah. So they're trying to, he tries to make the South Koreans join because other people join. So if we're stupid, do it because it's more like us. Let me make my own decision here, my boy Stoltenberg, and not because there's some country, because you're still in a minority, you know that? NATO is still a minority countries that provide Ukraine with help. From 193, I don't think there is 95, 90, I don't know, more than that, 96 and a half or so. No, and they're not there yet, but they still pretend like it's a majority. No, you're still a minority. But minority and majority, when you talk about the truth, doesn't have anything to do with that. And then you can remember the story of Galileo Galilei. Remember that story? That's the easiest example you can give to an idiot who says, well, it's more like us, we must be right about it. No, you're not. Remember Galileo Galilei? Remember Giordano Bruno? All these astronomers in the Middle Ages, where they claimed that actually, it was not the whole universe revolving around the Earth as, Ptolemaic theory claimed, but it actually it was different. But the planet Earth was going around the sun. And then what happened? They were put, some of them were burned on a stake. Some people were house arrest for, I can't remember, 20 or 30 years. Galileo Galilei narrowly, I think, escaped, if I remember correctly, at that point, but I think they got him later. So he was against the whole, the majority of people, who claim that, no, Ptolemaic idea, that's the one, and we are the center of the universe, blah, 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 the religious leaders and all that. He was charged with it, which was put on trial for that. And in those times, that meant you're a heretic, and you would burn on the stake. So use this example when they tell, it's more like us. More people think that way. It doesn't mean they're right. Okay, it doesn't mean. If you didn't know that, now you know it. So let's see what else this weasel is trying to convince South Korea of. Chinese challenge. Okay, so now they try to scare South Korea. That's how they do. They come and scare you, and then South Korea will not do anything on its own with North Korea, because you got the Americans being over there sticking their noses and making sure that they keep security. The same in the Middle East. Anyway, in a meeting with senior South Korean officials, Stoltenberg said events in Europe and North America were interconnected with those in other regions. Yes, because the United States is the common denominator everywhere. That's why they're interconnected. If you take the United States out of all these interconnected events, there's no interconnection whatsoever. But they are interconnected because the United States is the force of the good, taking care of all these regions. Without them, the world will be blown up by the 2 atomic bombs from Hiroshima and Nagasaki, right? Yeah, okay. And that the alliance wanted to help manage global threats by increasing partnership in Asia. I told you, these guys think that they are the policemen. No, not voted by anybody. They just ascribed that title to themselves, and they expect everybody else to be with them. Otherwise, they will be considered enemies. So the NATO chief said it was extremely important that Russia doesn't win this war. I know, for you, but for many other countries, I think it's important to win. And I can give you examples. The rest of the world that did not join you, NATO, in helping. Anyway, not only for the Ukrainians, but also to avoid sending a wrong message to authoritarian leaders, including in Beijing, that they can get with what they want by force. Really? You talk about force? Do I need to mention 1999 Yugoslavia bombardment by NATO? How did you get what you wanted? By talking to what's his name, Slobodan Milosevic, and with the Serbs and the guys from Montenegro? No, you bombed the shit out of them. 72 days, I think it was. And then what happened with Saddam? The same. Very nice. Very nice. What happened then with Gaddafi? Again, very nice. What happened to... I'm not saying those were the good dudes, but saying that those authoritarian guys are doing what they do by force. It's just, so much hypocrisy here. And we also hope that NATO will abandon its Cold War mentality and the concept of bloc confrontation and do more for the security and stability of Europe and the world, Mao told a regular news briefing. So, this is the Chinese ministry spokesperson, Mao Ning, the woman, spokeswoman. I know she's a woman. Anyway, how do I know that? Don't ask me. I met her last night and had a conversation at the candlelight with some red wine. Anyway, and that's all I can tell you about it. All right, so that would be it. This guy with the NATO BS goes around the world and scares people and tells them lies that authoritarian, and yeah, there are authoritarian states over there that, by the way, these democratically elected countries, officials in democratic countries, supported. Can I give you an example? What's that? Saudi Arabia, one of them, and you're friends with what's his name? If Venezuela will open its legs for you, you're gonna go full force in there and be friends with Maduro. Already you're becoming just like blood brothers. Iron Maiden song, Blood Brothers. And exactly like that, you're gonna go full force in. And not only the examples are numerous when the United States, democratic cradle of democracy, made deals and supported authoritarian brutal regimes. Why? So don't tell me that, what's your name, what's your face, Stoltenberg. I mean, people remember certain things and you don't like when they mention them and then you call them names. That's how it works. But we're not going to shut up. Thank you very much for being with me again today. Stay strong, stay smart, look for the truth, and be just.